the Weedsman Podcast.
ChristopherMedia.net.
Do it yourself doesn't have to mean all by yourself. Help is as close as HomeDepot.com/workshops now with free DIY live stream workshops. Live hands-on courses from real expert associates. Learn how to install floor tile, create a tile backsplash, replace a thermostat, and more. All from the best seat in the house, yours. To register, go to HomeDepot.com/workshops. Only from the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Discovery Plus is the greatest collection of real-life entertainment on the planet. 55,000 episodes from networks like TLC, HGTV, and tons more. Woohoo! Discovery Plus. Stream now. Stream what you love.
Christopher Media. Let's make some noise. From Asthma Core Studios near Detroit, Michigan.
Oh, man.
It's the Weedsman Podcast.
I have no idea what's going on.
And now,
you have smoked yourself retarded.
Here are the Weedsmen.
You want to get high?
All right, it's 3:01. Chris.
I'm Aaron.
We should probably fix that intro, huh?
Wait, what?
We're not from Asthma Core Studios anymore. It's like a half and half.
Well, you are.
True.
Well, look, when the pandemic hit, it made us realize that Asthma Core Studios was inside of us the whole time.
There we go.
I take Asthma Core Studios with me where I go.
It's wherever you go. Whenever two of you or more gather in our name, Asthma Core is there.
And when there were one set of footsteps, Asthma Core Studios carried you.
Wow. We've compared ourselves to Jesus. It's all downhill from here, folks.
Well, hopefully somebody's carrying you in these troubled times. Hopefully cannabis. When there's one set of footprints on my beach, that's cannabis carrying me.
There was a set of footprints that finally came to my house. I finally got the delivery thing.
Oh, what did you get?
I just had a bunch of cartridges, but I finally was just able to. I finally, because here's the thing.
Oh, you got your first delivery of cannabis.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because here's the thing, my license has expired.
Your driver's license.
Yes.
Okay.
So depending where I go, even though the governor has clearly said, hey, if your license expires between March 1st and May 30th, it's good till the end of June.
She has said that?
Yes. She said, and like she did that on like April 13th. So like my tabs, my license, I have till like the end of June to get them redone. You know, because this year with my license, I could do it by mail before, but I've apparently in your license cycle you only get one time to do it through the mail, and then after that you got to come in. So this is the time I have to come in. But you know, I've tried to explain to people like
one time, or do they alternate?
I guess it's every 10 years you have to get a license, and the period in between. But
you just have to show up, right?
Yeah, because just get your. I think it's just to make sure you have a current picture, that you're not rolling out there at 45 with your 21-year-old picture. Hey guys,
right? Because we don't live in a sitcom where you'd have to like retake a driver's test.
Yeah. No, you just got to update.
Why is that? There was such a trope, even like modern. I was watching Schitt's Creek, like season 3 of Schitt's Creek. David, his license expires, and he has to go get a new one, and he has to take a test.
Yeah, I took a test when I was 16. That is the last time I took a test to get a license, and it was a written test. It wasn't even a driver's test. I've never taken like the tropey driver. I had driver's training with an instructor in the car and all that. But I've never, the trophy driver's test, I've never done that. But anyway, it's like, Walgreens gave me some shit, which I get. I tried to be like, I got white in my beard, but I get it. Their system is they have to scan your license. They're like, it's expired. I'm like, technically, yes. However, right now, it's not. The governor even says
Walgreens was trying to refuse you based on
they did.
Expired license?
I was trying to buy Mandy cigarettes. And
not cigarettes even.
Yeah, and Walgreens
not prescription drugs.
Yeah, and Walgreens was no, the license expired. And I'm like, all right, this is why I'm working from home and you're still working here.
Well, they have. I get it though. They have a computer system, and it's just scan it, and the computer tells me.
Which I didn't argue too much. I was like, I get it, but at the same time, lady, come on, like. But anyway, that's the whole reason why I got weed delivery. I was like, I'm not going to drive all the way there for them to be, because, I mean, with curbside, they didn't ask for my shit. They just asked for my name, and then, brought me my shit, took my money, and have a nice day. But I wasn't going to take the chance of this time where they go, hey, let's see your card real quick.
Are they still doing curbside at your dispensaries?
When I went in the middle of April, yes.
Okay.
But I haven't been since. And so this time I was like, I'm gonna roll the dice, get delivery, and hopefully they're gonna bring me my shit without my ID coming up, because I see this now just being a pain in the ass. And they did. Everything went fine. The guy wasn't shady. Got my stuff. The only downside is that I came up with is it's more expensive just because you got a tip.
Sure. And is there a delivery fee as well?
No.
The one I ordered from was $100 minimum, $10 delivery fee, and then I threw the guy a $5 on top.
See, I think there might normally be a fee, but I guess now there isn't.
Okay.
Oh, see, Dad, you threw no, I'm not trying to big time you here, but I threw him 10%. So I was, all right. But maybe for you it was 10%. So I guess that's, cause the rule I looked up.
No, cause I ordered like I got it like $150 worth of stuff.
Oh, so did I.
Well, look, if I didn't have to pay a $10 delivery fee, I would have given the guy $15.
Fair enough. That's true. You know what? That's probably how I would have operated too. Like, I'd pay you extra $10. You're getting a slice of that. But it made me think, why haven't I been doing this the whole time? I was like, oh yeah, because it's extra money. But I guess if you pay a delivery fee and all that, I guess it's...
Well, it's definitely worth it for me.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, you can't
locked
go.
down with no car. Mm-hmm. And I'm getting everything delivered.
Mm-hmm.
I finally got my vape in the mail. I watched it. Everything has been a mess. So I'm one of these obsessive package watchers as well. Like, I can't help it.
Oh, it's their fault. If you didn't want me to watch a package, you shouldn't give me the tools to do it.
Well, Amazon...
I'm with you.
Amazon's like, here, it's going from this place to this place, now it's in this place, and now it's going to this facility. Now it's on the trunk. Now it's on the truck. And then they're like,
Amazon
hey, alert.
Tell you, it's left
in
the
your
truck.
Neighborhood.
Yeah. It is out
it's
for
coming.
delivery. Those are the best part, when it says out for delivery. You're like, yeah, it's coming.
It's right on top of us. You can watch it get closer and closer.
No,
so, yeah, but the Postal Service, though, has just been a complete mess. And that's who is responsible for delivering my vape supplies, which I'm glad that I stocked up in. I think it was probably because I think they had a minimum order. So it was only like a $30 battery thing that I got. So I was like, all right, well, I'll just stock up on coils and a couple other tanks, and I'm set for the next year. And then I read today that there's going to be a lot of factory closings in China that's going to majorly disrupt a lot of manufacturing, and vaping products are amongst the products that are predominantly manufactured in China.
Damn it, I have to learn to build my own coils. Son of a bitch. I should just quit. Maybe this will be the opportunity.
Yeah, so I've got easily a year's worth of coils, so I'm good.
I'll tell you, working at the radio station, I vape. It brought my vaping down significantly. I now go through a jar of juice in like 3 months.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Before, that was like 2 weeks. And I popped this one open in mid-March, and I'm like a quarter of the way through. So
why is it so much less?
Because you had to go outside to smoke or vape.
Right.
It's just whatever. And it just turned to like I only do it like once or twice in 4 hours. That just kind of carried over into the rest of everyday life.
No, I get you.
So now I just I don't hit it like I used to.
I was definitely consuming less when I was reliant on the device that was my backup, which I hate, and always leaves like, I don't know, too much juice in the mouth. Every once in a while, like, it's like it's got no flavor and then it throws like a little bit of juice in your mouth, and it's all flavor, and it's disgusting.
I hit my back up because it gives you just enough flavor to make you realize you're not getting a big hit. Like, God damn it!
Yeah.
Like, it gives me just enough flavor. It takes me just enough to flavor country, and then just leaves me there. The car drops me. It gets to the outskirts, drops me off, and then takes off. See ya. You got to walk back.
Well, I had the tank primed and all ready to go when that thing arrived. Because I mean, the other one I dropped in the bathtub.
Oh yeah, this is preloaded, already sitting there,
right?
Soaking it up, like ready to just. As soon as it gets here, wham,
just
whammo.
Snap it on. Yeah, I made myself sick yesterday afternoon. I vaped so much. Not for a while, but I just got to that point where I was like, I should set this down for a minute.
Well, because essentially when you're doing that, you're essentially giving yourself nicotine poisoning. That's what that is.
Right.
It's not from the other chemicals. You're giving yourself too much nicotine. I learned that early on in the vape game.
Yeah.
Like, I keep doing this, I'm gonna die. Okay, gotcha. That's what the nauseousness is. Going, knock it off.
With everything that's been going on, I've been waiting on a lot of things. I'm even waiting on my paycheck now because of the post office is so fucked up, and I don't have direct deposit for some reason. And
do you still write checks as well, or?
Yeah, no, it's a payroll service, but yeah, mails them out. So the vape was just one amongst many important things that I was waiting for, and certainly not the most important thing, but it helps me deal with everything else. The idea that I can vape like I want to, it calms me down enough so I can handle the rest of the stress in my life.
You can vape your cares behind.
Yes. It's mood management is what it is. It helps me manage my anxiety.
Everyone's got their thing to get their dopamine hit. You get yours from vaping.
Well, and weed.
That too.
That helps a lot too.
Oh, of course.
And so how are prices on the medical side?
Oh, if I told you what I got for $150, you would smack me.
So they're still reasonably low.
I got
especially.
I got 6 cartridges for $150.
Shut the.
Yeah, exactly.
Get the fuck out of here. You know what I got for $150? 2 carts and 2 pre-rolls.
Yeah, that is right in line from when I used to go to Oregon and Washington. That is right in line with what Michigan is not. The only state that ever made me go, what the fuck, was California. My $55 cartridge that was $74 out the door. Like, wait, what?
Yeah.
That says 55. How did we get to 74? Oh, wait, California. Like, $19 in taxes. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, on the rec side, there's still the prices are still creeping up, and the availability is declining.
See, it's been what I want when I want, but I guess it's just medical demand.
I gotta get that
Dude,
card.
I can tell you it has been worth it. The first one, I can tell you, the first card I overpaid for. The first card,
sure.
I will not say it on the mic because I don't want to talk shit about them. The place is still around, but the place where I went the first time raped me. It was like $300. But it was also back when Michigan also did it every year, and the fee was higher and all this.
Yeah.
So, but it's now you can generally do it for under $150. Your card and your appointment. You're like everything out the door, like what you have to pay to the state, what you have to pay your quote unquote doctor. Yeah, for the price savings alone, sir, it has been worth it.
Yeah, it's just like being in a discount club.
So yeah, it's Weed Prime.
Yeah,
Cannabis Prime.
Cannabis Prime.
Sounds like
it's pricey, but it's worth it.
Sounds like the laziest transformer ever. He just hung out and ate all the tacos.
God damn it, Cannabis Prime! I said roll out.
Decepticons are coming. And so what, man? Can't we just all chill out? Do we even know why we're fighting with those guys?
Put down the Energon bong.
Stop eating all the Energon cubes. Cannabis Prime.
Yeah.
Can a robot have dreadlocks?
I think, well, they can be black, apparently.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
They have the same ethnicities that we have here on Earth on there, so I imagine they have Jamaicans as well if we're going for stereotypes, which, if we're talking Transformers, we definitely are going for stereotypes. So what, I mean, would he just turn into a bong?
That's the one and only thing he can transform into, right?
Right.
Yeah, that'd be lame.
No, I got it. He transforms into a bong, and then he has a series of slides, little robots that transform into slides. They can go. It's like a Soundwave. You know, I had the cassettes that would pop out. Mm-hmm. He's got the same thing, only it's the slides on the front. You know, the bull part.
Oh, okay. How does he help fight the Decepticons? They all get in a circle and pass him around, and then they all forget why they were fighting. That's his special power. I mean, obviously he's green, right? Just many shades of green.
No, he's got to be the Jamaican flag colors.
Yes. TM.
Yes.
There, that's legally now our idea. I said TM.
What are some other horrible cannabis stereotypes that we can apply to this robot? I feel like there's more to be dug here.
Well, let's see. We should dreadlock. Okay, he's wearing sandals. What else?
None of them really wear footwear, though.
He has a hacky sack on him.
Or clothes.
There's a hacky sack on him.
Yeah, he just shoots hacky sacks. He has a hacky sack gun that pops out of his arm.
Yeah.
And he shoots at the Decepticons, and they're like, "Oh, you can't let it touch the ground," and that distracts them while the rest of the Autobots shoot him.
Yeah, kick him up with any other cannabis tropes.
What was the red and yellow boombox? The Autobot boombox.
I forget.
Yeah.
Let's see what the Google machine tells me.
So Cannabis Prime gets the Autobot boombox addicted to marijuana because he just wants to hang out with them all the time because he's the only one that has decent tunes. So he's basically just using them for his boombox mode.
And he wears out the Bob Marley robot.
Right. It would be Robot Marley.
Robot buzzing.
The Weedsman Podcast. ChristopherMedia.net.
Wendy's Baconator is the ultimate bacon cheeseburger that puts all other cheeseburgers to cheeseburger shame. And now we're bringing that same big bacon energy to shake up and wake up your breakfast with the Breakfast Baconator. Stacked with the fresh cracked egg, sausage, cheese, and bacon. And right now, you can get a free Breakfast Baconator with purchase in the Wendy's app. So get to Wendy's and always be baconating. We got you.
Offer available at participating U.S. Wendy's for a limited time during breakfast hours only. Offer must be redeemed via the app. Account registration required.
ChristopherMedia.net. The Weedsman Podcast.
And here, yes. God damn it. Everybody I know had this, except me. Blaster.
Oh, yeah, Blaster, that was his name?
Yeah.
Blaster was alright, but he was no Soundwave.
All you had to do was go red and yellow boombox Autobot.
And he had the cassettes too, right? But they were just... What were his cassettes? I don't remember them being as cool as Soundwaves.
Weren't his like little companions for him, like dogs or some shit?
Oh, a dog? I thought they were just little dudes.
Yeah, Blaster's cassettes look like they were little familiars for him.
Right.
Like one looks like it's
that's what Soundwave had. He had Ravage.
One looks like it's a little dude, but the other two look like they're on four legs.
Okay. Well, then that's the same as Soundwave then, because there was Ravage, there was Buzzsaw, and then there was the other Soundwave's little dude who I can't remember his name.
No, I want to look up Soundwave. Blast from the past. Wait, yeah, Soundwave was this. That's right. Blaster was the Autobot. Soundwave was the Decepticon, right?
Yeah. Soundwave was the blue one.
Yep.
He was. Soundwave was like the first generation Transformer.
Oh yeah,
and then Blaster came later as a so because the Autobots were jealous, they were like, wait a minute, how can the bad guys get all the tunes?
Well, yeah, when did they come out? What, music's evil?
Right.
Who came out with this? Republicans?
No, man, like, all the good musicians are going to hell, so it makes sense that, like, all the good musicians would be on the Decepticon side.
Sign me
if they
up.
had to pick a side.
Sign me up. I'll be on the side with the good tunes.
I mean, what, you want to hang out with the Wikis? Those guys suck.
The what?
The Wikis. That was the humans that they befriended in the cartoon and then later in the Michael Bay movies. Played by, what's his name? Crazy dude that was in the Transformers movies.
Oh, Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaDouche.
He played, I can't remember, what was his name, like Scott Witwicky or something like that?
Oh, that's their last name. I thought it was like, what? So is this some crazy race of people they tried to make up?
Yeah, the Witwicky. Well, because it was the son and dad, I remember being in the cartoon, and they were always together for some reason.
Oh, wow. So they didn't make up a dude for the movie. It was actually the personification of a cartoon character?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that was the same. I've watched the Transformers cartoons, all of them, and like, I don't know, my son was still like 10, so I guess that would be like, almost 7 years ago now. But still, it's nearer than the like 30 years ago, 34 years ago, probably, when I was that age. And it holds up pretty well, I'd say.
What, the movie or the series?
The movie's pretty good. The series holds up pretty well.
Even being all 80'd out?
Yeah, it's still got a pretty solid cast, voice cast. The dialogue is shit, but what do you expect? But the animation's decent. It's good for its time.
And we're talking about the 80s one, right?
Yeah.
This one?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's still got a kick-ass theme.
Now, I remember being highly disappointed by the movie.
Really?
Yeah.
You didn't like... Was it the swearing?
I don't know. No,
Dropped a couple S-bombs and you're like...
I'm talking about the 2005
movie. That's not the Bumblebee I know.
I just remember thinking, like this is what you gave us? I don't know. I just...
Really? Man,
It did
me and all my friends were highly impressed with that. I can't believe even now that they pulled that off.
It did not make me want to see a second movie nor a third.
No.
How many are there now? Like 9, and now what? Marky Mark's in them.
Well, they never made another animated one, not a feature.
Yeah.
I don't think it was.
They had the one in the 80s, and that was it.
Did you see it in the theaters?
The reboot?
No,
the live action?
No. The animated feature back in the day that came out around the same time as the TV show. I don't think that they ever had a wide release of that in the theaters at the time, did they?
I don't think so. And I'm talking about the live action movie. I'm not talking about the cartoon movie.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, the live action stuff is garbage.
Oh, yeah, I'm talking about Shia LaDouche.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about the animated feature.
No, I'm not talking about Ba Weep, Grana Weep, Ninny Ba. No!
That's right.
I'm talking about Shia LaDouche. That movie was...
Well, I know that Shia LaBeouf can actually act, but I think when you just don't give him much to do but run around, he just goes into default spaz mode.
And yeah, it's a good thing Megan Fox was in that movie, because it gave you something to look at. I mean, the CGI was cool, but the story was shit.
Oh, he gets a hotter girlfriend after that too,
with normal thumbs.
That was one of the worst ones. He's got like this super hot foreign girlfriend that he's supposed to get married to. And, he thinks he's left the Transformers behind him. And he's, trying to, go after his career, define himself as a man in the world. And then of course he gets roped back into the Transformers stuff.
Just when I thought I was out.
Yeah. And that's the one where they end up in Egypt, where the mother and father Witwicky are taking a vacation. And they just happened to be there. It was very serendipitous.
Neat.
It's garbage. But I think the second one is probably the most offensive when it comes to the voices. That had the two black Transformers.
Yeah, they have jazz.
No, neither of them were jazz. There were two...
Oh, that's right.
Two very similar cars that were shorter robots. And they had these black scents and called each other bitch.
In the second movie?
It was kind of... I believe so. Yeah, if memory serves me correctly. I mean, I think they were written as black and performed as such, but they came off as like Jesse Pinkman playing a wigger. I'm sorry, I shouldn't use that word. We'll just say the W word. Maybe I'll bleep that out.
It says Transformer Saga, all the twins scenes. So I'm guessing this.
Yeah, the twins. Turn them up a little bit.
Well, goes. I hear what you're saying, no.
I screwed that up. I'm okay. I'm alright. This is combat, man. Oh, brain freeze, man. What's wrong with you?
Oh, yeah? That's very subtly racist.
Yeah. So I don't know. I mean... I guess maybe they watched, maybe all they could get is BET.
Those are one of those things that make me wonder, like, there were several people signed off on this.
Yeah.
Many people saw this and went, this is okay.
It got through the writing stage, it got approved. Yeah. And then at some point, they hired voice actors and those actors read it and were like, yeah, all right.
Like, I'm gonna go as far. There are many signatures involved.
And at some point, a white dude had to step up to a microphone and go, "Can you just, give us a little more urban? Can I shouldn't say this, but air quotes, black it up a little."
And then again, many signatures on shit like this. At no time, nobody spoke up. That's the thing that always gets me in these situations. At no point at no point in this chain did somebody go, someone might find this a teensy bit racist.
Right. Like if you had a Jamaican accented robot that transformed into a bong, it was called Cannabis Prime.
Yes.
Blatantly racist shit.
Yeah, what do you want from us? It was the 80s, all right? It could be like that in the 80s.
Well, at least we have good things to watch now. Like Billions is coming back.
Ooh, we got a date. Oh, I think there already was a date. I just forgot.
Oh, it's like this weekend.
Oh shit, that's right. I knew it was a month with an M, and we've already had one of them. So process of elimination.
Yeah. That's about as good as television gets right now, in my opinion. So I'm super excited for it.
Oh man, yeah, I got to finish last season.
What?
Yeah, I got to another one where I got to the finish line and didn't finish it. I got to 6 or 7.
Oh man, you better catch up. Who am I going to talk about Billions with?
I know that's what this weekend is for.
Okay. Yeah, because I was going to say it's not the type of show that you can binge, but yeah, I guess if you haven't caught up or if you've never watched it at all, it's a perfect show to binge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, too, because they do 10, 12 episodes? It's not a lot.
They're pretty healthy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that's not a lot. That's about as much as you get from an HBO Showtime type of show these days.
Yeah. Which true, but Billions is one of those shows, every show's like a little movie.
I think it's, yes. No, it's funny that you say that because I was listening to Brian Koppelman's podcast, who is one of the creators of Billions. And it's in my podcast feed. I don't listen on a regular basis, but sometimes he has really cool guests on. And he's not one of these great interviewers. He's just a good talker. So he tends to have people on that he's worked with, that he has relationships with already, and they just have really good conversations. And he had Damon Lindelof on. No, wait, is that his name? Or is that the Watchmen guy? Have I got my Damons confused?
This is Damian Lewis.
Damian Lewis. Damon Lindelof is the guy who did the Watchmen reboot. Damian Lewis is the guy who plays Bobby Axelrod. The guy who plays a billionaire and still manages an asshole billionaire who does illegal things and screws people over.
That you
and
root
still
for.
comes off as likable. I don't know how he does it. Like, billionaires are the evil in the world today. Like, nobody likes billionaires right now. This
is a show where you're rooting for one.
Yeah, well, I mean, look at Succession is a show about billionaires, and we just watch it because we want to see these people destroy each other. Like, I'm charmed by some of the characters in Succession, but I don't really like them, and I wouldn't try and be friends with them if I knew them in real life.
Oh yeah, they're awful people generally.
Axe I could hang with.
Oh yeah,
you know.
Well, because he'll put on a t-shirt and jeans and want to party.
Right. Roman, you might hang out with one night, but then eventually he'd turn on you, and you're like, "Whoa, fuck that guy."
Yeah, Axe just seems like X. We'll put this one. Difference between. By the way, we know we're talking about fake characters. Everybody. The difference between Axe and the people in Succession is Axe used to be poor. All these people in Succession, except for I guess the dad.
And he uses that as a shield, right? He uses that as a justification for his actions. He thinks that it's all or nothing. Like if you take something away from me, you might as well have put me back in the poorhouse.
Yeah. Whereas like the Succession, with the exception of the dad, you're supposed to believe just everyone's just grown up in that. They've just always had that. Mm-hmm. They've never known anything else. You know, they made allusions in the last season that the dad came from, you know, dirt poor in Ireland. But the kids, that whole show, everyone has grown up in that, and they're just horrible people. And you're rooting for them all to destroy each other.
Yeah.
It's Axe. Well, but that's probably why we like Axe, right? He used to be us.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think that's part of the sympathy that we have for the character, but I don't think I don't think he would get by on sympathy alone. Like you got to have the charm, and that's why Paul Giamatti is so great as Chuck Rhodes. I mean, here's a guy who is the law. You know, he's supposed to be upholding the law, and over the course of the first season, you realize he is just as corrupt. And then ever since then, it's just been a battle between two corrupt forces.
Yeah.
And yet, yeah, I mean, the characters are written and performed with so much charm that you can't fully hate them. You might feel disgust with them at times, but you don't turn away from them.
It took me, even in the first season when Chuck Rhodes is the quote unquote bad guy, there are still times where you're rooting for him, where you feel sorry for him.
Okay, but Chuck Rhodes isn't the bad guy I mean, I know he comes off as the bad guy in the first season, but he's supposed to be the good guy. He's supposed to be the guy he's the good cop.
Well, I take it as he's the bad guy because he's the one that comes off with the vendetta in season 1. Like he's the guy with the axe to grind.
That's a very good point. Very good point.
Bobby Axe just wants to make money. Chuck Rhodes wants to take down Bobby Axe.
Right. So Chuck Rhodes, he's turned to evil because he's blinded by his own emotions, his passions in taking down this one guy. And so
because that's what we see in I finished last season, but that's what you start seeing. What's starting to be Bobby's undoing is Bobby's starting to be that way. He's starting to take some of this shit personal with other people.
Exactly. It's the crossover contamination, right? So
like he's willing to do just fucking shit that'll fuck him over because fuck Taylor.
Right.
Yeah, like it's the
cut off his nose to spite his face.
I gotta finish it. Damn it.
Yeah, like Bobby kind of infects Chuck in the way that not that he's making him do illegal things, but he's drawing him into, like, Chuck's passion for going after Axe draws him to do more and more illegal things. So, right, he's being drawn towards the Axe side of just breaking the law and justifying it with your own ego. Like, I know what's right, I know what I'm doing, and therefore I'm just above the law.
And it capitulates. Which, spoiler on season 1, it capitulates and fucking up his own marriage because he wanted to get Axe so bad.
Yes. Yeah. And Chuck infects Axe because with that passion, like, Axe gets so wrapped up in this, he starts to behave in the same irrational way that Chuck does.
It's emotion takes over.
Yeah.
It's Height's elephant.
See, this is what I really like about Killing Eve too, and it's not as good a show as Billions. I'll say that much. It's a really good show though, and it comes at it from some different angles, but it has a lot of the same themes. You know, good guy chasing the bad guy, and they both kind of get wrapped up in each other, and they both corrupt each other, and they both destroy each other's lives. But Damian Lewis is such a great actor because, well, first of all, hearing him interviewed, to get back to that's why I brought up Brian Koppelman's podcast in the first place. He replayed an old interview with Damian Lewis.
He's English, right?
Yeah, and it's really weird to hear him talk.
Well, yeah, it's like when you see it's like when you see Hugh Laurie interviewed, right? Like, wait, that guy's British?
Well, yeah, but if you've watched Avenue 5, like, he goes back and forth between both accents.
Well, I guess I should
pretty consistently in that show, so I'm kind of used to it now.
I guess my qualifier should be Hugh Laurie interviewed in the height of the House days.
Right.
So
yes,
that
absolutely.
Guy's British?
Yeah.
Why is he not talking all low and gruff and, hey guys, how's it going?
But Damian Lewis is also somebody who I always forget. He was one of the main characters at the start of Homeland.
Yes.
And he was a big part of the start of that show. I mean, at least the first 3 or 4 seasons, I believe. And his character, even after he died, went on because his character is the father of Carrie's child.
Kept his daughter around far too long. Finally got rid of her. Spoiler alert on Homeland.
What? Kept her daughter around? Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, they kind of they kind of just shuffle the daughter into the background.
She did. After he left, she was like, that's to get sidetracked in Homeland. After he left, it was like the writers went, so what do we do with her?
Yeah.
And they did it for like 3 more seasons.
No, the show did struggle to pivot, and
if her dad's not here, shit, what do we do with her?
Right. And I don't know, I think it did so really successful in the end. I think it finally found its footing and became an even better show in its later seasons than it was in the earlier seasons. But then again, I did not like Damian Lewis in that role. I mean, I'm not saying that he did a bad job. I'm saying that he did a perfectly adequate job, and I'm assuming that the writers wanted me to hate the character of that Damian Lewis was playing, or else
Brody.
Why would you write him like that? Brody, I mean, it was horrible. And I don't know, maybe it was bad direction too, or something, you know, because he seems like, I don't know. I mean, I get what they were trying to do because you could never nail down. Like, Damian Lewis was good in that aspect that his character in Homeland was so slippery. You never really felt like you understood the guy's intents. They kept him secret.
What? That's the nature of his gig.
Yeah.
Came with the territory.
So he's good in that, but he's also like, I mean, I do like Axe, but I don't like Axe. But I really like Damian Lewis as Axe.
As far as I'm concerned, Bobby, and maybe too, how you perceive the show is how you view this. As far as I'm concerned, Bobby Axe is the protagonist of that show. But other people might view Chuck Rhodes as a protagonist of that show. It's all in how you look at it.
Yeah. Or you could even make a case for, what's her name?
Wendy, yeah.
Wendy Rhodes. Because the more that Bobby and Axe just fall into this cycle of behavior, the more the person that actually changes and grows over the course of those seasons is Wendy more than anybody else so far.
But even last season, she was doing gangster shit.
Oh, no, absolutely.
I mean, she was even doing gangster shit in previous, telling Chuck she wasn't sleeping with anybody, and she was. Like, they've shown Wendy's duality, too.
No, Wendy is corrupted, yes, but we get to see the corruption laid out much more clearly. Well, yeah, we get to see her do things and denying it to herself, and then feel like she's forced into a corner and then act out of desperation, and then finally just go, fuck it, I'm taking charge, and nobody else around me plays by any rules. Why the fuck am I the only one who's trying to play by any rules anymore?
It's true. With her, it's a slow drip. Whereas with Bobby and Chuck, it's a fire hose. They're already corrupted.
Yeah, they were primed and ready to go.
Yeah,
they were like a shaken champagne bottle.
Yeah, just corruption, just backed up, waiting to get out.
So yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about what where we left off at the end of last season, but alas, I don't want to spoil it for you. So. Because it is really good, and I don't think that you're going to see everything coming in the final moments of what would that be? So what season are we on now? 5? Are we more than that?
Was it? Yeah, I think last season was season 4. I think. Either way, I mean, I know what's coming. Just big, huge showdown between Taylor and Axe. I mean, it was building to that the entire time. And Taylor's losing rationality as well. But yeah, so yeah, I got to get there. That's what I'll do tomorrow.
Yeah, but all I'll say is there's a difference still between Taylor and Axe, and that's that Taylor still has the ability to listen to people around her. Axe thinks that he knows better than everybody else around him.
Excuse me, sir. Taylor makes that clear when you first meet Taylor.
I'm sorry. Did I? Yeah, I called it. I called she, didn't I? Apologies.
But Taylor's weakness is Taylor believes too much in the technology. There is I like the part of Axe's storyline that there's still a human element to some of this, where like trusting your gut and your instincts and stuff like that. It's not all ones and zeros.
Yeah,
but you've seen how it ends, and I have not.
But that's also how Axe gets into trouble. Sure, his gut has gotten him a lot of money, and his gut also puts him on the path of vendettas that don't end in financial gains. So Taylor has, her love of the raw data, which is reflected in her personality that the actor brings to. I keep saying her. Anyway.
Okay, boomer.
Yeah. God damn it. I forgot what I was even going to say. I totally boomered on that. I totally boomered that one.
Well, no, just what we were kind of getting at the same thing where I was going to say, while instincts can also be right, your gut can also be right, your gut can also be wrong. And Axe has learned that the hard way a couple times.
Right. So, yeah, right. So the raw data allows Taylor to be able to step back from it and look at things a little more rationally at times, where Axe, if you trust in your gut, then you're just going to go full steam ahead into the fray.
But I also like where Axe is coming from, too. Like, hey, Taylor, I've been doing this for a while. You're brand new to this. Might want to listen to the master. But again, you've seen the end of the season. I have not. Is Malkovich still involved? That's all I want to know. Does he come? Is his arc over, or do we see him again?
His presence is felt.
All right, that's just a guy I like in anything I generally see him in.
Oh, how can you hate him?
Yeah. Like even when John Malkovich is clearly doing a role for the money, it's still awesome.
Yeah. Even what wasn't he? Didn't he play like a Die Hard villain in one of the movies?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what I can think of, Rounders. That's one that he's in. That.
Oh, Rounders is fucking great.
Yeah, but that was clearly in that was not art house. That was not an art house flick. That was clearly that was a bro movie, man. That was a movie about poker. You know, that was a paycheck movie for him, but John Malkovich he gives it 100% no matter fucking what.
I thought so. Yes. Okay. Rounders was written by Brian Koppelman.
Wow. Wait. Wow. We unintentionally just tied that all together. Cause that's the guy who writes Billions. I had forgotten about that, and I knew he was involved in it, and I was like, I know he wouldn't have directed it or written it or produced it at the time. I think that was his breakthrough project. Well, his big script that he sold. Well, now we know why he's in Billions playing a Russian.
Yeah. Makes sense.
It did well for him in Rounders. Hey, remember when you played a Russian Rounders and made me a whole bunch of money? Would you like to do it again on Showtime?
Yeah.
The Weedsman Podcast.
ChristopherMedia.net.
Me, but also you. The Pharaoh fast forwards his favorite foreign film, Powder Donut. Okay, what's my line?
The only line I see here on the script is get options based on your budget with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive.
Oh man, that's a tongue twister, huh? I'm sorry, I'm gonna need a few more minutes. Bulbous Walrus, the Bulbous Walrus.
The Name Your Price tool, only from Progressive.
The owl ran afoul of the comatose coxswain.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Imagine the greatest collection of real-life entertainment on the planet, all in one place. Go ahead, dare to stream with Discovery Plus. Stream now. Stream what you love.
Discovery Plus is the greatest collection of real-life entertainment on the planet. 55,000 episodes from networks like TLC, HGTV, and tons more. Woohoo! Discovery Plus. Stream now. Stream what you love.
ChristopherMedia.net.
The Weedsman Podcast.
So I guess we're supposed to be talking about cannabis at some point, right?
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot to talk about. I mean, cannabis is being affected by coronavirus like many other businesses are, and they're adapting in similar ways. You know, there's Illinois is looking at it. It's supposed to be approving their second round of recreational dispensaries as of May 1st, which has already come. So they're going to delay that for the foreseeable future.
Are their shops still open? Are they like us? Has it been deemed?
Yeah, they're still open. And I believe they're doing delivery. But what's weird is I was seeing a lot of stories about Nevada is just now approved delivery as of May 1st. Colorado in Colorado its second dispensary to be approved for delivery just recently. So,
well, I know in Nevada medical dispensaries had delivery. I guess the Rex didn't.
Oh, really?
Because I've had cannabis delivered to me before in Nevada, but it was medical.
Right. I was just surprised that Colorado only has 2 dispensaries that'll deliver.
Yeah, you'd think the first one right out of the gate would be the trendsetter.
And speaking of Colorado, there was a bill that was introduced by Blumenauer from Oregon and Perlmutter from Colorado that would allow those involved in the cannabis industry to apply for PPP loans.
Yeah, because this is one thing I guess I have seen a lot of is this is going to hurt. This may send a lot of dispensaries to the wayside. This whole pandemic thing.
Really, I mean, they're allowed to stay open in most places, aren't they?
Yeah, but just revenue. Not enough revenue flowing through. Like some of them can't take the drop in business.
I don't know. I mean, I definitely seen a lot of big companies affected, like MedMen. I'm trying to remember some of the other names of the big companies that have let people go, but I think these are companies that are over leveraged anyways, and we're just trying to get as many investors so they could dominate the market. So over leveraged companies I can see being affected, but an independently owned cannabis dispensary, a legal dispensary, I don't know. I think they can. Well,
this story was more about it was following the same kind of.
I expect mine to be around.
It was following the same. This going along the same path as we've heard with a lot of the businesses in general. with the PPP, stuff like that, where the smaller mom and pop stuff, like it was saying just how the drop in business is with the smaller guys. Like I said, the drop in revenue has been too much for them. While they're still open and still allowed to conduct business, they're not having as much business come through the doors.
I mean, cannabis sales aren't down in general. Alcohol sales aren't down. They closed bars, and cannabis and alcohol sales went up.
Because you can still get alcohol elsewhere.
Right. So if you can still get your cannabis, why would people not be buying it unless they're getting it from the black market instead?
Or we also just talked about we're one of the only states where you can get it delivered, right?
Yeah.
Cannabis sales might be up here. They could be down in other states for all we know. Because you can get it brought to your house in Michigan.
Yeah, and also I would imagine running a cannabis business would probably be a lot like running a restaurant, where you're going to be running it in the red for a couple years. And if this hits you during that period, then you might not be able to recover properly from it.
Yeah, if this hits you in your first couple, that's a good point. If this is hitting you in a stage where you're not making any profit because you're still covering your costs, you may never recoup those costs.
Yeah, and this is a new bit that, even here in Michigan, there's a lot of new legal places that are probably still operating at a loss. So we'll see. I mean, we know this much. The coronavirus didn't do anything to dampen the demand for cannabis or any other drug. So it's not a question of will the industry survive. It's a question of what will it look like and who's going to be involved.
Just like most industries.
Yep. It's time for a little bit of pruning.
Yeah, neat.
So, and apparently in Ohio, they recently made hemp legal, right? So you have medical marijuana in Ohio, you have legal hemp, and along with legal hemp comes what am I trying to say here?
You're saying there's only one thing left, Ohio. Come on.
No. Well, right. I mean, they may as well just legalize it, because they haven't been able to do any prosecutions for possession and distribution of cannabis because they can't tell if it's not hemp.
You got legal hemp. You got medical cannabis. Just come on. Let's just finish the job. Come on, DeWine. Let's go.
But literally their labs couldn't tell the difference between hemp and cannabis. So that's why they couldn't prosecute them.
Oh, they got those Texas labs? They send their stuff down to Texas? Wasn't that the problem in Texas?
Yeah. Well, in Texas, it was that they didn't have any type of roadside test that could test for potency, right? So if you just have a test that tests for the presence of THC, hemp will trigger it because it has extremely low levels of THC in it, but enough to trigger the test.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently that's the same type of test that the crime labs have in Ohio, or at least until recently. They can only, as of like this week, they finally got the technology to distinguish between hemp and cannabis.
Slow down.
I'm like, really? Like, nobody could make that call? I mean, I understand there's certain burdens of proof, right? You got to prove that they're drugs and that they don't just look like drugs, but hemp doesn't really look like cannabis. At least not any cannabis that you would buy these days. So great to know that they, dumped a bunch of money into figuring out tests so that they could prosecute cannabis again, instead of just moving with the rest of their country and their next door neighbors and just legalizing it. And that would also take care of the program or the problem.
Oh, the other thing I don't get too is it's Ohio. Like, you can have up to 2 ounces on you in Ohio and it's a traffic ticket. So it's like, you got that.
Yeah, it's decriminalized already. Yeah.
So you got that. You got the other two things. Let's just bring it on home. What are we doing? You apparently like weed. You just don't want to admit it. Come on, Ohio. Be cool.
They've spent $9 $968,602 for drug testing equipment, and to date has spent there's $700,000 on instruments necessary to conduct analysis.
If I'm an Ohio taxpayer,
1.6 million dumped into so that we could properly tell you if this is an illegal drug or something that you would weave into a shirt.
Can we make rope?
Yeah.
These are the things that make me think government is inept. You wonder why I think government is inept? It's conversations like these.
Columbus City Attorney Zach Klein is not changing his policy to not pursue low-level marijuana cases, saying our decision to stop prosecuting low-level misdemeanor marijuana possession was based on many factors, including the lack of testing capabilities at the time. Our city council's decision to institute a low-dollar fine for violations and overall disparities and inequities in the criminal justice system.
I don't understand.
Right?
Like, all you're doing with low-level...
That makes absolutely no sense. Like, so you fixed the testing, but you didn't fix the inequities in the system that you just admitted to. And you're also admitting to the fact that it sounds like the city council doesn't consider this to be a major problem.
With low-level people, all you are stopping is someone being lazy. Someone spending money on something they shouldn't be spending money on. Someone eating a bunch of tacos. Like, that's all you're getting. That's all you're stopping with low-level people. You're not getting a kingpin. All right? You're not getting to Uncle Pablo down in fucking Colombia.
And you're not getting anyone that's in any way connected to any kind of violent crime.
You're getting some dude who just wants to unwind after work.
Yeah. How many times have you had a gun pulled on you when you're trying to buy weed?
One time.
One time?
Yes. Because I went to a drive-through spot in the hood, and I went one too many times. And it was their way of going, all right, you've come here enough. Get out of here, Whitey.
I've been to that drive-through spot. It's probably the same one.
7 at 75. That's where I got robbed at.
Yeah. Yeah, you'd pull through and they ask what you want, and then they take your money and tell you to drive around the block, and then you would, and then the guy would throw the drugs in your car.
Yep.
Or not, and then you'd go home anyways.
Yeah. And then when the final time when I got robbed, that was all right, Whitey. We've seen you too many times. You're gonna bring the police. Get the fuck out of here. That's what I took that as.
Too many times in one night, or like too frequent in 1 week?
Probably too frequent in 1 week. Like,
okay.
Dude, I've seen you like 3 times this week. You're gonna bring the police. Get the fuck out of here. That's probably what that was.
Right.
Yeah, I was like 20 at the time. This is through my 41-year-old lens now going, yeah, that's what that was. Like, all right, we've given you enough weed. You're going to bring the police. Go away. There's also an East Side spot that I did not get robbed at, but a friend of mine did. Same situation. Like, all right, Whitey, you've been here too many times. Bye-bye. Go away.
Yeah, well, wait, did they tell you that after they took your money?
No, it's just when you look back on it, that's what happened. Maybe you've heard it. Trouster?
What's that?
Trouster? That's the East Side spot. You've been there? Yeah. That's hilarious.
No, dude. No, but you said robbed. Like, was it just a gun was brandished, or did they actually take your money and then tell you to get the hell out?
With my buddy, it was took the money, had to drive around the block 9 times, and then...
So your guy was at least nice enough to scare you off before he took your money.
Well, my buddy, it was, by the 10th time, you do the math and go, okay, I'm not getting any weed, bye. With me, it was, give me all their money or I'll kill you. Didn't have a gun, but I wasn't going to be like, I don't see a gun there, mister. I went, here you go, because he reached into my car, he took the keys out of the ignition.
Oh.
Yeah, I went, give me all the money or give me all your money or I'll kill you. And I went, okay, here you go. And he robbed me. He took my watch. He took, all my friends' money and then threw the keys back at me and told me to get the fuck out of there.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, he was on a bike. I would have won that eventually. Dude, I was in the car. But, although he had the keys, but still, I was also on a stick and I knew how to fucking start it up without the keys. I would have won. So yeah, I've told that story. I think I told that story like 6 years ago when we started. But yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, I said, wasn't going to argue with the guy. I had enough street smarts enough to know that, yeah, I'm just going to believe that you say you have a gun, sir.
Oh, yeah, I've been mugged a number of times, but I've only ever been punched once. And that was because I had my headphones on and I didn't hear him the first time.
Hey, I said, give me the money. Whap.
Well,
we can't end the show with getting robbed stories.
Sure we can. Yeah, hopefully you don't get robbed. Look, there you go. Hopefully your cannabis delivered to you by law-abiding citizens.
Well, that's... Yes. Because they're attached to a business that we can call and complain to. Go, hey, man, your dude just robbed me. Because that is one thing I did not have. When I could not call someone and go, hey, man.
You're like... I'll give you my wallet, but I'm going to need your supervisor's name.
Yeah, exactly. With this, absolutely.
How come you're not wearing a name tag?
Yes. Excuse me, sir. I need to talk to your manager. My name is Karen.
Fine. Here's the keys. Your Yelp review is going to be horrible, though. I hope you know.
Hey, get ready for this. 1 star, buddy. You get 1 star.
That's only because you didn't hit me.
Yeah, if you'd have hit me, 5 stars for a proper robbery.
No, yeah. No, it'd be 0 stars if he mugged you and beat you.
That's true. Is there any platform out there you can give 0 stars on? Yeah,
I don't know. No, you can give 0 stars, can't you?
Well, I know on Google it's the tropey 1 star review. Giving this 1 star because I can't give 0.
Oh, is it?
At least in Google reviews, you see that all the time. I'm not sure if you can do that in Amazon reviews or other or Yelp reviews.
No, I think you're right.
I've typed that a couple of times.
But still, that throws off the whole curve, though, doesn't it? Because you'd look at, okay, so a 5-star review means you got 100%, right?
Yes.
So that means a 4-star review means that you only got 80%, and so on. So does that mean that a 1-star review means that you got 20%? What if I wanted to give them a 0?
Yeah. Sometimes you get all the questions wrong on the test.
Yeah.
0 stars. Never coming back. Which we hope you don't say to us. We hope you give us 5 stars. All right? Wherever you can rate us or review us.
We're not mugging you. We're not even asking you from... Well, I guess we are asking.
No,
you can give us money.
No, but we're doing the opposite of mugging you. We're giving you something. We're like, here, take this.
Yeah. Yes, please take our content.
Yes.
Say what you like.
So, yeah, if you rate us a review, if you can rate us, give us 5 stars, please and thank you. We're at the Weedsman 420. Remember what podcast I'm doing. We're at the Weedsman 420 on Twitter, at the Weedsman Podcast on Instagram. Go to ChristopherMedia.net, where there is an Amazon banner, there is a PayPal banner, and Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Those seem to be emerging as just the 2 major conduits that people listen to podcasts. Android, in spite of yourselves, Spotify got your shit together for you. So, Spreaker.com, Google Podcasts, ChristopherMedia.net, Stitcher, anywhere you listen to a podcast is where we are at. Thank you for listening, and we'll catch you next week.
Stay high.
Stay high.
The Weedsman Podcast.
ChristopherMedia.net.
Imagine the greatest collection of real-life entertainment on the planet, all in one place. Go ahead. Dare to stream with Discovery Plus. Stream now. Stream what you love.
Of all the streaming services out there, only one is different. Discovery Plus. It's the greatest collection of real-life entertainment on the planet. 55,000 episodes of food, love, true crime, home, from networks like TLC, HGTV, and tons more. Yes! With stars like Chip and Jo, an exclusive new series from 90 Day Fiancé, all in one place. Bam! Discovery Plus. Stream now. Stream what you love.
ChristopherMedia.net.
If you like this show, please tell a friend. Please make sure to rate and comment on all your favorite Christopher Media shows. Please follow us on Twitter and like and share us on Facebook. You can subscribe to all ChristopherMedia.net shows for free on ChristopherMedia.net. Thank you for listening, and thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.
Thank you for visiting ChristopherMedia.net.